against Alchemist, because then you stop him from farming and pick a hero that's good mid against Dawnbreaker. I feel like that would have been a good step one. But now, what do you do? That's a good question. I'm gonna try and figure it out along with you, John.
Oh yeah, I think we'll all kind of figure it out. I think Nemiga is gonna have to try to figure it out as well, as I think both you and I are in agreement that BetBoom is looking pretty damn good with this draft. Like they've got a lot of specialties. The Seneko Ench, they've got the Hawk on his Alk, Laurel on that mid Dawnbreaker. So now Nemiga, it's not the end of the world, and again, the score is currently 1-0 in BetBoom's favor. There is no score right now on the in-game screen, but BetBoom is up one game away from moving up in the upper bracket. Nemiga backs against the wall, but not completely out if they lose. You know, lower bracket's still there. Not the place you'd want to be, but you're not completely out of it yet, at least.
So, John, do you have a good black hole scream for when it happens?
You know, I'll try, my man. I'll try, Wingblade, but I don't tend to do the play-by-play, so I don't get to practice it much. So we'll see. We've had a couple of black holes in Southeast Asia and a couple of stolen black holes as well. So maybe that was just a bit of warm-up for this moment to get noticed out
if
there.
You haven't done it too much, that means that it's gonna come straight from the soul.
Absolutely, soulful, live on reaction. You know. And we'll see if we get that moment. Sometimes, you know, the Enigmas just kind of sit around, but doesn't feel like Notice will do that. It's a bit of a scuffle over that mid-rune, and they do get the toss back on Vasya, standing under the Acid Spray. The physical output of Laurel is just huge. And then Laurel finds that first blood. That minus armor just kind of stacks up. You know, Dawnbreaker hits pretty damn hard there.
Right, so Laurel won mid last game when Maureen had first blood, and now he has first blood. That means Maureen's gonna win, right?
And perhaps, like, the lane matchup does feel good for Maureen. You can still kind of run away from the static link with that Celestial Hammer, but you know, it's not amazing. It does cut you off from farming, so it does feel like Maureen has a bit of fun. You talked about that mid here to set plays. Does the Razor, I mean, it probably does better than the Sniper, but does the Razor do enough to give you space, to give you some plays here?
I think there is the potential for it. He is pretty good in lane against Dawnbreaker. He doesn't have the best ganking potential, but if he can get a quick BKB, he is gonna be very strong in early fights, even more so than a Puck.
Let's see if Maureen...
We'll see if he can make it work.
Yeah, if he gets that start, already getting some good damage out from Laurel, but Laurel doesn't really care, just keeps right-clicking anyway. Is confident in how much more durable he is on that Dawnbreaker. It gives us a chance to look at side lanes while they scuffle down mid. Up top, you do have the Hawk on that Elf with Seneko on the Ench up against Hellscream on his Rubik, and Vasya on that Underlord. And do you feel like Underlord's the kind of hero to really stop an Alchemist here? Do you think the emphasis might be on Hellscream to just be more annoying?
I have no idea why they picked Underlord, because I think Alchemist is pretty good against Underlord.
Yeah, it's one of those things, I guess. You know, Underlord doesn't necessarily lose out in lanes, but to completely stop an Alk farming, it doesn't quite line up. I guess down the line, you could try to play cheeky with Pit of Malice in the lift back and try to burn them down that way, but doesn't sound amazing, especially since Seneko will have his Nature's Attendance at some point and play with the heals once more. So let's see what does, you know, kind of break out. As we already see Seneko confidently trading with those Nature Attendants up and a nice creep wave being shoved in. Down bot, and Kiritic is on that Sniper along with Marcy being played by Sobat up against Force Major Noticed on the Tiny and Enigma. Do you feel like this is a lane that could get aggressive? I mean, you're with a Marcy, you could maybe dispose in Shrapnel. Could that be good?
Yeah, I think so, actually. Because Sniper actually deals a lot of damage when he pops take aim with high levels in headshot. I think there is skill potential on Enigma, because Enigma doesn't like building quick boots, and he's already a slow hero to begin with. So he's gonna have to be very careful about his positioning, even more so than Sniper.
Yeah, it's a decent enough start for Notice, though. Keeping up in the CS has the denies that you'd expect an Enigma to have. Although they are jumping forward, rebound out, along with Dispose and Shrapnel, but here comes Force Major with the Avalanche, along with a Malphus out. just to trade some blows, and Kirtich is already dropping fairly low, but so is Noticed. So bad keeping chase, but not going to be able to go all the way as they do get the toss back. Not quite under tower. Enough to put So bad in a bit of an awkward spot. Still Kirtich having a good time plinking away on that sniper. And, at the least, you know, if you harass a Tiny, he is 0 armor, so that feels pretty good for Kirtich.
And I love the duck sounds from the headshot as well. It's so tilt-inducing. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's always so annoying to play up against that sniper where you know you're always going to be getting a few of those headshots with the Immortal, and that sound just plays back and back to back, especially if you do have that take aim. So let's see how much more Kirtich can do. But so far, it's been a good lane. You know, 23-5, not being slowed down too much. It's a little bit tougher for Notice now, and with a sniper, you know, considering this slightly better start, double rate band already up. What do you feel like you have to do here on Kirtich? Do you go for like a really aggressive early build? Do you go back and just go for the Dragonlance, kind of farm up, or Mask of Madness? Hold that thought. Dispose out onto Notice. Shrapnel a bit off the mark. Still have managed to isolate Notice. The Avalanche Malefice actually does stall out for enough time, and Notice gonna be walking into Shrapnel, will melt. They do force a lot of spells out, but they find a kill here for Nemiga.
Yeah, very nice. This is going exactly as they would have wanted for Nemiga. In terms of builds, there's so many builds on a sniper. I guess he's gonna go Mask of Madness? Nah, probably not, because if he wanted to get Mask of Madness, he would have bought it by now. I guess Dragonlance is a pretty safe bet, and at some point, I reckon he's gonna want to have a Shadow Blade or a Silver Edge. Just to give him that little bit of extra mobility, because if you don't get such an item against Alchemist, you leave yourself very vulnerable.
Yeah, we'll see if Kirtich can get a good timing on that. But again, already a good time for him in that lane. We did see Health Scream drop a little bit low. So bad. Maybe looking for an opportunity. Not going to tempt fate too hard. Creep Wave is not quite there yet for Nemiga to play forward. And so do you see a little bit of action up top? They hold back Vazia. Stun coming through from the Hawk. Damage is flying out, and we'll find the kill. That little mana burn creep always does a lot, and Suneko maximizing it quite well. And even just that little mana aura feels great for that Hawk to have as well. Just constant spam on the acid spray. Health Scream kind of forces you just to step back.
My goodness.
Yeah, didn't it get nerfed last time as well? They kind of nerfed it down, but it's still strong.
Illusion.
It's insane. How is that balanced?
Does way too much. Suneko hunting in that triangle does spot out the stacks, takes the tomato creep. Could be an opportunity for Malrin to find a kill, but attendance will keep Suneko safe for now. Lift back to ensure he doesn't get rush denied. Fairy Fire to save, but Malrin still finds that kill. So Nemiga off to a better start this time, you know, building up. The Razor's at level 7. You're not seeing that overwhelming start coming through here for Laurel. Is actually falling behind in comparison to the Razor. So with a solid start for Nemiga, at what point do we start to see them, you know, get aggressive? Or do they have to be the more aggressive team here?
I think so. They're playing against an Alchemist. You don't want to play it too slow. I feel like it's fine the way they're playing right now.
Oh, jump onto Vazia with that Solar Guardian, and do you still find that kill? Goes away with the Hawk. He is building into what seems to be the Radiant, so it looks like going to be decent timing for him. As they managed to find that punch from it. It does feel like for Nemiga, everything seems to be going all right except for that top lane, as they are chasing down Laurel now. So Static Link does the job. Not much running away you can do on Laurel, and even Suneko will feed away. So Malrin already 3-0 on that Razor.
What a player. He's doing really well. Already has his Ogre Axe for his BKB. And the Razor is definitely the hero to watch here. He's the one making plays. He's the one who's gonna be killing the Alchemist later on. So this game is really all about Malrin, and it's been a good start for him so far.
Yeah, already feeling great. They're invading that triangle here as well. As Vazia is trying to clear out some of the stacks and should be able to find it. Force Major is around. No one else to help him though. Does steal out with the Avalanche Toss, finds every single one of them, so not too bad, wasting Vazia's time and giving a ton of space for the Hawk to farm. Now we can start to walk up to him, but he is protected by a really nice ward out from BetBoom. So just kind of stalling out.
It is gonna be the Master Madness for Sniper. He just wanted to have threats in double raid band first.
Yeah.
Ooh, another kill on Vaja.
Now we managed to catch out the Underlord once more, just farming forward. The Hawk now 3-0 as well. We talked about that Razor having a great start. This Alchemist, he doesn't have a massive lead yet, but you know, giving 3 kills under the Hawk's belt does seem counterproductive here for Nemiga.
And this was the last big Underlord as well. That's now 0 and 4. That's not the dream.
Yeah, it's definitely not. If you're Vazi right now, what's the build-up? He's still kind of queuing up the Atos. Do you reckon it's just looking for that chain stun and Pit of Malice instead of trying to go for the durability play here?
Yeah, I think so. You see that on most Underlords these days. Because if you just get a Hood or something, people just ignore you. And you're gonna be tanky anyway.
We'll see if Vazia hits the timing for that. It can feel great for him to set up for Malrine with that static link as well. They have left Kiritich alone. The sniper is having a much better time, above even Laurel on net worth. So again, for Nemiga, the only lane that's really suffering is Vazia's. But for BetBoom, it does feel like everyone else is suffering just to enable the Hawk. Even noticed, again, off to a slower start. Does have the Urn up. We'll be going for the Blink build-up, so no Raid Pack build-up here, no BKB rushes. Going for a little bit of utility and an angle in on a black hole. Still have yet to see that first black hole come out. Down mid, the Hawk looking to join it a bit early. Does get a stun off onto Malrine, but don't really manage to find much. The Lustro Hammer is held back by the lift from Hellstream. Laurel is still alive. Great avalanched out from Force Major to stall, but Sobad comes in, and Force Major is forced to sacrifice for his mid laner.
Must be so often our feels bad, man.
It's
See if BetBoom can defend this.
And they're forcing a lot out. Fortify already out. Counter Fortify from Nemiga to keep the siege creep and wave alive. And are going to be able to get a ton of damage out. Kiritich has the rebounds out onto Laurel. Disposes well. Laurel taken away. Staying a bit too long. And now it's Nemiga to find that mid-tier 1 tower first in big comparison. BetBoom did this move a bit earlier in game 1, but they got the aggression from there. Nemiga, second wind is kicking in here, Wingblade.
They're gonna lose the tier 1 bottom for it, but still a really good trade. The Razor is somehow keeping up with the Alchemist, and at the time the Hawk is gonna have his Radiance. Malrine is gonna have his BKB and be fight ready.
And that's going to be the key timing. You talked about that Razor versus the Alk here, Wingblade. With that BKB to protect, it doesn't feel like there's going to be much to stop Malrine from just running down. Not like there is anything to stop him at the moment. Bit of a smoke out from Nemiga, but the clump up is there from BetBoom. Starting to circle in for Hellscream, but they get the rebound off onto Notice, along with a Dark Portal as well. We managed to find that kill, and BetBoom just kind of forced to run off. They tried to get aggressive, don't really find much. We got the stolen toss from Hellscream here as well, so even more ways to forcing out this fight. And for Nemiga now, 7-4, less than 1k lead, but you are against the Alchemist. If you're on BetBoom in this kind of circumstance, what's the call? What are you looking for? What are you waiting for to really start to play back in this game?
I think it's just about the Alchemist. You're not too worried about your Dawnbreaker and Enigma not having a great start, because you know that the Hawk is gonna be able to carry this game if it goes later. Like, they're gonna have a big window where the Alchemist has like 4 or 5 items and Enigma has Blink BKB. I think that's gonna be go time. And until then, they're gonna be able to go for a few cute skirmishes. Because it's BetBoom and they like fighting, but I wouldn't expect any kind of big move. Ooh, Laurel.
Catch up Laurel. Not gonna be able to do much. Tries to Starbreaker out, but this pose is there. Another kill going the way of Kiritich as he will start to pling away at that top tier 1. Down bot, they managed to catch out Seneko. And he does have the Untouchable, making that a little bit of a tougher prospect. And still keeping the chase. Force Major still so far away from that blink. Does manage to get the Avalanche. Can he find a follow through? Travels out from the Hawk. with the unstable concoction. Toss back here as well. The stolen toss from Hellscream to stall just a little bit. The Hawk doesn't go all the way as the TPs are coming out. Rebound out once more from Sorbad. Catches Force Major out. They will find one more. Can they find the big one they want? Notice is around. He's got that blink. Black hole at the ready. Just needs a good angle. Doesn't see it. Sacrifice on Echo. And the even catch out the Hawk. Not the most time left on that Chemical Rage. Rebound off the mark, but the Hawk still starting to get chased down. Unstable concoction to stall for time. Does have the TP away. So, 2 supports down. Nemiga again just working that aggression well, but they don't find the big kills they'd want here.
You could see Maureen hesitating there. Because he noticed is close with a Blink Black Hole. But also that Laurel is top with his Solo Guardian ready too. So engaging is really scary. But now he has a BKB, so he has nothing to fear.
Yeah, for the most part, he's going to be very safe. Notice finding the angle for the black hole is going to be tough, because it feels like you will want to catch at least the Rubik along with you in that black hole, and it's a hard angle to play with Hellscream standing all the way back, working onto his own blink here as well. A bit of a flank up top though. They catch out Vazia. Avalanche out, toss backwards. They do miss the Starbreaker, but the Hawk's around anyway, and Laurel will take that pick off for himself. Working to the BKB, but look at this. Nemiga clumping around here. Get the rebound off. They don't manage to quite catch out Laurel yet. Tumbler's Toy across the tree line and Solar Guardian away. Does bail off to the bot side. They might be able to get a good push. Just great dodges from BetBoom for that pickoff.
Really nice map movements. I also love how much Force Major is able to do without his blink. You have a lot of tiny forests that just farm for the first 15 minutes, get a blink and then become active, but Force Major is just doing so much without one. And that means that his cores have a lot more space to farm because he isn't hogging a lane.
Yeah, he's been having a lot of impact despite not having that mobility. And again, I think we see that reflected when Nemiga finds these kills. You don't tend to see them take a lot of map space. They will go for a smoke play out, trying to find an angle from the top jungle across. And notice could be in the Fire Lion or the Hawk if he stays in that triangle, but the pinks are flying out. You know something's up here, BetBoom. Malrine taking the front line, wants to use that fresh BKB. Can they find the target? High ground, noticed. Gonna break that smoke and will spot Malrine. Dodges out. Very good angle away. Laurel's still playing here though. They catch out Laurel with Vazia. Rod of Aethos already up. Laurel does not have the shards to get away. Dispose out there as well, and Laurel's gone. Everyone else has managed to back off, even Saneko. So they find a kill once more. Already 9-0 on Malrine, and he didn't have to use the BKB there.
Yeah, this Razor is really strong. And he doesn't even feel forced to go for a refresher. He's just gonna go SMY. He's gonna go fast.
Yeah, just play this game at top speed possible for Nemiga. And, you know, run down. Play with his tempo. Punish that greed from BetBoom for going for the Enigma and the Alchemist, which does need some build-up. But we are reaching that point as well where critical mass is being found by the Hawk. BKB up now on the Alch, onto the Blink next. And it's at that point where maybe you don't have enough to really keep the Hawk down. Maybe that lack of burst starts to bite you there. We'll see how they angle that one here for Nemiga. So they are still playing around top. They do see Saneko now. Chasing down that pesky Enchantress. The assassinate out. And we'll find that kill. And this feels good for Hellscream. You know, it's not the flashiest spell, but you've got your own heal now to deal with BetBoom if they do force something out. Still keeping chase. Force Major will TP home. So, not too much more to find. This is still space for the Hawk. This is still space for Noticed and Laurel. I mean, we're going to have an Enigma Blink BKB soon. And the Hawk, again, Blink's not too far off. Do you feel like Nemiga's finding enough with this kind of playstyle? They're finding kills, but are they really putting a dent in BetBoom's plan?
I think so, yeah. Because they're making sure that Alchemist doesn't have complete free farm. He's still farming okay, but if you look at how much of the map Nemiga controls, they're in a pretty decent position. Because if you look at this Alchemist, he's still very killable.
Still well within the realm of killing off. Smoke play out from BetBoom though. Channeling out that unstable concoction. Immediate BKB from Ballroom, and the Hawk forced to BKB now as well. Tossed away. So BKB reveal of the Hawk does not line up the way they'd wanted to. And Nemiga is going to be feeling pretty damn good about that. If you're BetBoom right now, right there, you are getting that build up on the Elk. When's your go time though? Is it that Blink BKB still that you mentioned for Notice?
Yeah, I think so. It's gonna be nice to be even more farmed on the Hawk, but he's already starting to do things with his BKB.
Force Major managing to get the Avalanche toss before getting caught out. Stalls for more time. They will find Vazia as a trade down bot, as the rest of Nemiga is still running up to look for an angle, but that Black Hole still already unnoticed. Malrin doesn't have the BKB. The Hawk is well still on a bit of cooldown. See if they really force this issue out. BetBoom still kind of clumped up as a unit, so is Nemiga. Slowly walking across the jungle, but they don't overcommit. They do have an inkling as to where Laurel's at. They have a stolen hammer they're going to kind of clear out. BetBoom still hanging around though. Blink forward. Malphus out onto so bad with a stun from Seneko and the Centaur. And we'll find one more, so the poking and prodding works BetBoom's way.
Dire are scanning.
Very nicely done. The lanes didn't go super well for them, but they're still maintaining a lead. They feel confident.
They catch Seneko out, a little bit of a static link, not too much coming out from Malrin. Root out as well, trying to melt through the edge, but she's living for now. Assassinate onto the side with the tiny gun. Seneko gonna be taken out next. So they find the two supports, giving both of those kills to Kiritic. The sniper is building up to be a menace. BKB up into that silver edge you mentioned here, Wingblade.
I think you're completely wrong, and I'm sure you know you're completely wrong.
Enigma just needs 300 more gold to have his BKB. It's gonna be a big timing, but it's not a free win button because they do have the Rubik.
Yeah, you still have to be really scared of the Rubik Steel. Maybe by the time you have the Lincolns, you know, with nothing else appears through the BKB, you feel a little bit better. And makes it a little bit tougher for Hellstream. So Nemiga, without opening, goes straight into the Roche pit. Big objective for them to take. Look at these wards, Wingblade, cutting all across the river. They know if BetBoom tries to make a move, they'll be able to spot out that Enigma. And BetBoom don't even have the wards to watch that Roche. So a free first Roche of the game going Nemiga's way. There's a full SNY is up now as well on Malrin. Smoke out from BetBoom is just a tad too late, and Kiritic is going to be protected with the Aegis now. Again, just... They've got that BKB unnoticed, so maybe a little bit easier to get the angle for the Black Hole. Still has to watch out for Hellscream. Pings are coming out for bot. Malrin showing up. Side of Nemiga, starting to walk their way down. Still the Hawk, looking for that unstable concoction. BKB still flies on though, and the Hawk's stuck in a bit of trouble. Static Link giving all the damage in the world for Malrin, but he doesn't have to use his own BKB. Notice now. Still managing to run away. Blink's not cancelled. Nemiga immediately clumping up to counteract. It does look like both sides will just go back to that farm build-up. Smoke.
I think they probably should have waited for Notice to initiate there. Just straight Blink, Black Hole.
Yeah, like, I don't think, again, we've seen a single Black Hole just yet from BetBoom's end, as you do have the Blink on Hellscream, and they are smoking up here on Nemiga. Might catch the Hawk if he goes a bit too far forward, and he will, but he has a Blink away. Didn't manage to get in range for the Dispose. Miss out on that opportunity for the Alchemy. Counter smoke from BetBoom. Running with Notice. Immediate avalanche out onto one toss back. And Malrin, no BKB, using it earlier, is just left for dead. As Notice will actually take that one himself. And they just find that opening. They know the BKB was popped off. Can't do much about it as the Hawks chasing Vazia up top, isolated away from the rest of the team. Unstable concoction out. Does have the root and Atos to stall. We'll try, but a lucky bash coming through from the Hawk does enable a little bit of a catch-up from Laurel. We'll try to Dark Portal away. The stun's not flying in time, but nah, they've got the damage with Laurel. Two more down for BetBoom.
This is the point where I'm starting to get worried for Nemiga. They need to do more. They got this Aegis, and as a result, they started losing heroes.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, I mean, you're protected on the sniper, but Kiritic, outside of those 2 support kills earlier on, down bot after the Aegis, it's not been doing much. He's been farming, does have a Crystallis going into that Silver Edge now. So the build-up is still there, but that lead you mentioned again on the Hawk is just growing wider and wider. With the Basher up, going straight into an Ultimate Orb. Just getting a little bit more stats, maybe leaving his itemization open. He's gonna have even more to play with. If you're a Nemiga,
He could get a Lincoln's as well. And just give it to the Enigma.
That is one way to kind of enable that black hole to come out a bit earlier. So we'll see if that is what the Hawk is gunning for. If you're a Nemiga, you've got the Aegis still standing for 2 minutes. What's the call? Because they've been reacting to BetBoom's plays, but they haven't been as proactive as I think you'd expect with the Aegis.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Gonna try to deal some damage to the tier 2 top, but I'm not fully confident in them being able to fight even with Aegis. So now the Lincoln is up on the Alchemist, so that's either gonna be a safe black hole for the Enigma or a Razor without the ability to static link.
Yeah, it's pretty massive either way, and cutting off tools for Nemiga to play with. BetBoom not quite showing up top though. It looks like they're more than willing to maybe sacrifice that top tier 2, gunning for that mid tier 1 instead. That should still be some decent enough control for Nemiga to find, taking out that top outpost as well. No defense coming down for the mid either. So both sides just going to be trading a little bit of that control away. And it does kind of even now. Same state in the map, except I guess BetBoom has that additional tier 1 bot in comparison to Nemiga. But at what point do you feel like Nemiga might be waiting a little bit too long? Only less than a minute left on Aegis. They're poking the high ground now, though.
Yeah, I think it's not really about waiting. I feel like they just can't do much more than they're doing right now. If they can get some nice pickoffs, that's definitely gonna be great. But how? We spoke about this in the draft, but Underlord really hasn't done anything in like getting them kills. Like we haven't seen a single Pit of Malice into Rod of Atos into another Pit of Malice proc used offensively. It's just him running around, killing creeps. I feel like it's just gonna get harder and harder for Nemiga.
Yeah, it feels like just that it's just not gonna get any easier as this game times on, because the Hawk just gets bigger and bigger. Aegis expires now in Kiritic, so the protection is gone. And the Hawk is just working onto the Abyssal. They do have a good position on the high ground, as the DD is cancel off, but the Blink lift back onto Seneko will find at least the Enchantress, but I mean that's just the inch. It doesn't feel like what you really want here for Nemiga.
Not what you were hoping for, but if they can find Laurel, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Don't manage to clean up, does manage to TP away on Laurel. And the progression Dawnbreaker has slowed down by a bit, but we're at the point where a 1k difference doesn't feel massive. And BetBoom's actually looking to shove down bot. Got the Eidolon army, managing to get a good chunk of damage done. They will lose their tier 2 mid in exchange for this little bit of a poke. But the Hawk looking to be aggressive, channeling up. Look at the unstable concoction on the acid spray, so damage is coming through. Immediate BKB from Vasya, and they just blink away. Root out onto Force Major, disposes well. The damage is good onto the Tiny. And we'll find punishment onto Force Major for that little bit of a high ground poke, but again, not much beyond that just yet.
An okay kill to get. At the same time, their tier 3 is getting pretty low on the bottom lane. Just 943 HP left.
Yeah, it's not too much, and you do have the Troll Skeletons coming out next time around from Seneko if they want to play around with that. Have a little bit more damage to push out. Nemiga's been more than satisfied, though, to just play this farm game up top, building up in Malgreen. The refresh almost done here on the Razor. The Shadow Blade already up in Kiritic, so just lacking that full Silver Edge, and the recipes flying out now. So with these item spikes, does that kind of rectify that issue in catching these bigger heroes out? Do you have at least more presence out with, say, double static link, a little bit more of a crit and break and escape mechanism for Kiritic.
I think it's nice, but nothing is really gonna change fundamentally about the game. Because they still don't have a great way to force these fights.
Yeah, it's still awkward. They do manage to catch out to Neku though. They did dispose and they get the break off, so Neko's gonna be a little bit easier to manage, but not quite. The Hawk actually jumps right in front of Kiritic, showing himself. Solar Guardian misses, but the hits are big from Laurel with that Starbreaker out, and all of a sudden, you lose your huge sniper. Your investment in that sniper goes the way of BetBoom. And they've got a bit of an opening to try finding more.
This is the problem with Sniper. He's doing really well in terms of fire, but he's out of position once and just instantly dies. And he wasn't expecting that either, so now he's gonna be dead for 35 seconds.
Boy. Vazia. The Hawk just blinking in, getting that unstable off, and does BKB with a bit of malice and a pretty decent enough firestorm, but is still set to fall. And
There's
will.
so little damage.
Yeah, not too much, but Notice still finds it. We haven't seen a black hole yet from him. Does have the Lincolns to protect, and onto the high ground they go. Not gonna be able to find more than one Rax, as the tier 2 still stand. There's not much play here from Nemiga as well, as Force Major jumps forward. They manage to get the dispose onto one black hole onto that big Razor. And they don't even manage to steal it. Hellscream steals the unstable concoction instead. They had no way of popping that Lincoln's on. So, bot racks to go, and BetBoom, they just hit this point where they feel more confident, just start running down.
Yeah. It's now a Lincoln's from Alchemist on Enigma, and then Lincoln's on Enigma himself as well. So double Lincolns plus Lotus. You're not getting through that.
No. Definitely not going to be able to deal with all of that single target defense out from BetBoom. They've got the opening for Roshan here. Rosh number 2 with a shard. Not going to take too long if the Hawk can make his way down, and he is. That does have the Chemical Rage ready to go. Nemiga knows something's up. They're holding their triangle. I just don't know what angle you have to go into that pit. They have the shrapnel to check and they will spot it out, but the Hawk still just runs forward with the blink, stuns out too. Instant BKB going onto Hellscream first. Manages to find Rubik. Now Vazia in the middle of everyone, just trying to play with that Dark Portal. But is gonna have to retreat himself. Buy back out from Hellscream. And that is the Underlord's teleport gone. So can't even try to sneak up for the Rosh. Still half HP. BetBoom gonna take a step back, but he will smoke. So will Nemiga. Trying to sneak up here. Kiritic taking the front line. Smoke does break. Oh, blink cloud from Force Major. Spots the sniper in an awkward position. Refresh out from Malrine. Chase onto Kiritic. Doesn't stay for too long. Laurel can't Solar Guardian away. And the damage output is there. As they might be able to find more. Force Major managing to run away. So does Seneko. But the Hawk's been left alone. No BKB on the Alki. Swift blink out though. Does manage to bail, so not the worst thing in the world yet. They will start the Roshan, but the Hawk still trying to play. Force Major getting caught in the pit. Roshan still melting. Force Major sacrificed to Malrine to try and stall that Rosh. Looks like Nemiga might be able to find it. BetBoom just misplaying their cards a bit. Black hole 20 seconds away. Not going to be able to wait for that one. And all of a sudden, Nemiga has a tool they can use to kind of take this lead back or find more openings.
Yeah, I'm not super sure why they tried to force that Roche. Because they know they don't have Black Hole, and fighting in the open against the BKB Refresher Razor is still risky.
Yeah, his output's still amazing in a little bit. He just manages to do so much with his itemization he already has on Malrine. For BetBoom, how do you kind of go against that? Do you just kind of tempt yourself around the black holes now? Is it just down to Notice finding that even one-man black hole on the Razor to just pin him down?
I think so, yeah. They have the more mobile lineup, so if they want, they can just only ever force fights when black hole is up. Because it's so easy for them to just push out the lanes and hide in the jungle.
Just to see if they can kind of get things back here for BetBoom. They still have this good lead. You know, the bot lane's still shoved out. They need to take care of some of the tier 2s. And again, we've seen Nemiga. As long as the positioning's right on Kiritic and on Malrine, they can still do a lot here. So BetBoom still has to find a way to play around. They are saving up for the refresh now on Noticed. Still a ways off from that. Assault Curious fully done on Laurel. Some protection from that physical output of the Razor and Sniper. Gets down on Kiritic. Force Major drops the wards. They see so bad. Oh, does manage to get the dispose right before Force Major goes for the blue play. And they're going to lose Seneko and Force Major just stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Kiritic had a basher in his quick buy for a moment. I was really excited, but now he swapped it around.
Do want to see that, but not gonna go all in on that play, unfortunately. 10% bash chance, still pretty funny to see. They will have that opportunity to push. Last outer tower of BetBoom under siege from our Sniper. Forced to use the Fortify early, and they find a double damage here as well for Malrine. Everything you could possibly ask for going the way of Nemiga. As BetBoom, I mean, I guess now BetBoom's probably more willing to sacrifice outside. They probably feel confident in their high ground, right? Because you've got Enigma, you've got a Dawnbreaker, you've got pretty decent team fights, so you can maybe just play high ground defense for a bit.
Against the Sniper, it's always a bit more difficult though. He can just keep doing what he's doing.
Avalanche toss doesn't quite come out from Force Major, and he's blown away. Does manage to force staff to safety. As the Hawk now comes in with a BKB, they get the control, they get the black hole out onto Malrine, and he's gone. The Razor, that was such a big factor in the last fight, disappears. And with that, it looks like Nemiga might be forced into a hasty retreat, not going to be able to gun for the high ground. It looked awkward, but even Force Major managed to live through that one.
Yeah, the Razor is such a big part of Nemiga's fight. Because without the Razor, the Sniper is mega vulnerable.
Yeah. And BetBoom, sensing that opportunity, go for a bit of a smoke play out themselves. Full Abyssal up in the Huck. Just needs to find the right target. They might find Kiritic if he's not careful. Is under that invisibility and does manage to get away in the nick of time. Starting to retake control of that triangle. Force Major with the Avalanche out. No follow through. The Hawk not going to be able to do much with his unstable. He does have the Berserk potion up as well. So a bit of a Dispel on hand. A bit more of a steroid to play with. For BetBoom, they don't have an opportunity to go for the tier 2s. What are they looking for? Again, is it just, you know, downtime again until that next black hole is ready?
Yeah, for sure. They can just keep pushing in lanes, and they always have a bit of pick-off potential with the Huck, because he has an Abyssal Blade now as well, so even BKB won't save heroes anymore. But aside from that, I wouldn't expect them to do any big moves.
Oh, great guess from SoBad with the vision under, forcing the BKB out from Laurel to just get out of there with Solar Guardian. Just getting good jump.
Where's the Basha Kiritic? Where is it?
He needs it. He needs that long-range bash to cancel some of those TPs at a 10% chance, but again, still staying steady. They know that this game still has a lot you have to work for, so the MKB is still a pretty good bet. That does give the opportunity for BetBoom to clear up top. So they've got another angle for the high ground here if they do find the opening. With smoke out from Nemiga, looking for a nice long route out from the south side, from the east side, going west. See if they find anyone strapping. Could get a good wrap into the triangle, but BetBoom have backed off fully. You know that everyone's kind of disappeared. Play it safe. Next Roche, we will find in about 2 minutes 40. Who is under pressure to find that Roche more? Do you feel like Nemiga needs it more, or BetBoom needs it way more to kind of get this game under their belt?
I think it's a bigger priority for Nemiga, because multiple lives is the best way to counter Black Hole. Like, if you have an Aegis and a buyback, that's 3 lives, so even BKB refresher for Enigma is not gonna do it.
Yeah. It's gonna take way more from the side of BetBoom to try and handle those multiple lives. We'll see if Nemiga can kind of get control of that Roche pit. they have managed to stay in this game quite well. 21-16, 38 minutes in. Take a look at our graphs here. Still in favor of BetBoom, but not by an overwhelming amount. 75% to their advantage according to Dota+. So, it's a little bit tougher for Nemiga, but again, they haven't lost too much past that point of dropping the bot set racks. BetBoom, and they are working on Ags now for the Hawk. Who do you give that first Ags to here? Who's the priority?
Already looking at it. I am not super sure. Eng Axe is too gimmicky, I think. Tiny doesn't have any damage, so it's either gonna be Enigma or it's gonna be Dawnbreaker. I feel like Dawnbreaker is more likely. Because they already have the damage in Black Hole.
Alright.
But those are definitely gonna be the first two ones.
Yeah. We'll see. It doesn't take too long for the Hawk to build up that gold. Does have enough to buy out one Ags, and is already getting the components going. Is just waiting for the buyback gold to back that up as well. So, gonna see that priority. Would be nice on Laurel, as you said. That little more healing, that little evasion can help against the physical output. That could be one of the turning points in boosting up their durability here on BetBoom up against that lineup of Nemiga. But again, a bit of a stall out here. For Malrine, we are seeing the build up now into the Satanic. You've got the full raid pack up on Vazia, into the Assault Cuirass. So bad? Still not too much. Like, we don't even have the Aether Lens up on our Marcy, and they are camping around Roche. It's still going to be the timer, so it might be a little bit longer for Nemiga, but they do have their priorities lined up. Ags given, built up, and it is the Enigma Ags. So
Okay.
it's the Black Hole, the good old 5%.
Favoring the damage there. Of course, Dawnbreaker Aghanim's isn't as good on a core Dawnbreaker as it is on a support, because generally you want to be in the fight hitting people as opposed to in the air healing people. Regardless, the 60% evasion could be game saving.
Yeah, could still be big if they want to kind of grow there. I mean, at the least, we're already fully slotted up here in the Hawk. So I guess it is time to just feed Ags and maybe give himself an Ag sound line for bonus damage. I mean, I've never actually seen that. If the game goes long enough, I guess that's something we could see. Have you ever seen actually feed out 5 Ags and then an Ags on the Alchemist? Like 4 Ags and then into
I
the
haven't
Alchemist?
seen it, no. It's too much, even for Alchemist.
It's a huge investment. I mean, think about that bonus damage, though. 20 per stack. Wow. 5% spell amp. Actually, the spell amp sounds even better. If you do go Dagon at some point, that could be something, I guess. I don't know.
It's pretty decent. I mean, 80 damage and 20% spell amp is nothing to scoff at. Then again, a Moonshot is also pretty good. Gives attack speed and night vision.
Yeah. And it costs a quarter of the amount of getting all 5 of that. So, you know, investment priorities here. Should actually be the build up for the Hawk. He does have enough gold though. Again, waiting on buyback gold for that. I'm assuming the next Ag, still lacking about 1,200 for buyback plus that. BetBoom looking like they might group up. Roshan is up. This is the moment when both sides might want to force something. Refresh not quite done unnoticed though, so only the one black hole for now. And our Roche number 3 does have a refresh shard. It's a big one for BetBoom to find if they want for their own teamfight spells, but a huge one as well for Nemiga, because you'd have possibly 3 BKB uses for Malrine, multiple uses of that static link, getting more value in these engagements. Scouting is done by BetBoom, they are aware. Who's gonna bite first? Who wants to be the one to counterfight in that pit here?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think going for Roche is so risky. You just want to stay close and hope that an enemy player makes a mistake. So I don't think you can just run in and take it. Neither team has the damage.
Yeah. Smoke out from
Instead,
BetBoom.
BetBoom is gonna smoke.
And they've got the refresh unnoticed. Double black hole ready to Hawk, channeling up the unstable, but no one's showing up. Smoke out from Nemiga as well. Flanking around top. They're trying to check if their pit is taken. BetBoom going into the triangle. This could be an awkward one. Coming in from the behind, and Nemiga already has the high ground there. Scan does not find anyone as well. So they've traded spots here. they are both just waiting for someone to make a mistake. They do reveal that smoke with the outpost capture. So BetBoom should have a rough idea as to where everyone's at right now. They do lose their vision.
Nemiga has the outpost now, but BetBoom is pushing tier 3s.
Yeah, they do have that opportunity. They are shoving in slowly. The Hawk with the illusion just shoving in mid. They've got a pretty big creep wave coming in from top. And they might force that choice onto Nemiga. Get pressure onto that tier 3 top. Tower's already really low. You have the wave clear out with Vazia. Is that the additional Ags? I saw an Ags pop out. Yeah, that's the... Okay, so they do give Laurel an Ags. You're right. So it's the Enigma and the Dawnbreaker there. Blade, very good call. It does make it awkward with Solar Guardian hanging a bit more, but, you know, it could be good, that evasion, as you pointed out. Could be really big. And Nemiga go for the Roche. They jump in with Kiritic, getting the damage all by himself. What a massive madness. Bit of a slow process. BKB, immediate black hole out. They're gonna kill off the sniper off the back already. All gone. Refresh out from Notice. Looking for more. Gets another onto the Razor. Buybacks already out from 2 of those heroes as they will find Hellscream as well. Everyone coming back in. Can't give away to Rush. Vazia, BKB running away. No bash is coming through yet as they are plinking away onto Seneko. Great TP point for the outpost. So Nemiga has a good angle from backside to come back in, but they only find one so far. As they will find Vazia, Solar Guardian on top. They will be able to get that kill. No secondary black hole left as they will get the static blink onto Laurel. Can he run away? No, they might even find that kill. Force Staff does save Hellscream though. So 2 for pretty much a full team wipe coming out from BetBoom, and that might still give Nemiga a favorable time to rush, but there's the buybacks out. Laurel knows they can't hand it away. Still, without that black hole, this feels tricky. The damage is coming through from Kiritic. Hammer out.
I don't think those buybacks were...
Oh, dispose. Force Major starting to drop low, but the Hawk's coming in. Avalanche to stop at the moment. Can he get the chainsaw onto Kiritic? No, not yet. Trying to escape with that Silver Edge. Can't quite commit onto the Roach. The Hawk's just going for it. Age is taken by Kiritic, but immediately loses it. Refresh out onto the Hawk to pass on to Notice. They've got the black hole. They can just take this kill, and they lose the sniper. They force the Roach. They lose everything. Nemiga calls the GG. And BetBoom, after a bit of a topsy-turvy game, do you find the series 2-0 here, Wingblade?
Ooh, that was a pretty spicy call to go for those buybacks and still go for the fight, even though they didn't have black hole. It could have gone really badly for them, but, you know, they were leading by 20k and they were feeling